Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Ruthie and I'm getting ready to cook some rice and salsichon for dinner tonight. This is a Spanish dish and it is a awesome tasty dish. So let's get started. So these are the ingredients that I am using for the rice and salsichon, or arroz con salsichon. You're going to need some salsichon, which is sausage right there, or farmer sausage, some salt, garlic and onion powder, a pack of sazon, a can of tomato sauce, some oil for the bottom, adobo, and some safrito. And I do have a video on my homemade safrito, so go check that out. So the first thing I am going to do to prep for this dish is to cut the salsichon, or the sausage. It's like a pepperoni type sausage. It's really good, and it tastes really good with the red rice. So I'm just going to cut it into slices right now, and then I'm going to turn around and cut it into pieces. And you can do this any which way you want. This is just how I do it. It's the simplest way that I found for myself. And this is the most time-consuming thing on the whole dish, is just getting the salsichon cut into pieces. And I do normally get this done ahead of time and then just put it in Ziploc and freeze it. But I did not do that this time, so I am doing all of the work the night of. So I'm just going to continue cutting the sausage and doing it in quarters, and then sometimes in six, depending on the size of the sausage. No rhyme or reason, doesn't have to be perfect. And here is all the sausage cut up, the salsichon. So now what I'm going to do in my pot, and that's the Spanish name of the pot, I am going to add in the oil at the bottom. About 2 tablespoons. It's just enough to cover the bottom, so that way your rice does not burn. And I've got the flame on medium high, and as you can see, it's hot now. So I've added in the tomato sauce, the salsichon, and then I'm going to add in the remaining seasoning ingredients, which is going to be the sazon pack, the adobo, garlic and onion powder will come in. And you can put however amount that you want. I will leave full recipe down in the description box below, so you can see how I make my arroz con salsichon. So there's all the dry ingredients. Then I'm going to add in the safrito. I like the taste of safrito, so I'm going to add in about 4 tablespoons of safrito to my rice. But you don't have to add that much in, but that's just my preference. Then I'm going to give it a good stir and make sure all of the seasonings and everything are combined. And I'm going to let this cook for a few minutes, so that way the flavors do melt together. And as this is cooking, I am going to get my rice washed. And all I do with the rice is just run it under water, rinse my hand through it to get any of the starch and stuff out, and then drain the rice. And then I do that, repeat that process 4 times. So the rice is washed. I'm putting the rice in, and then I'm going to add in enough water to cover the rice, and it's about maybe a ½ an inch above the rice. And give it a good stir once you have all the water in. You can do the spoon test. I learned that, like I said, from Sweets and Beyond. It does work. The next thing I'm going to do is add in some salt. I'm not going to put a lot of salt because the salsichon actually is salty, so I'm just going to put maybe a tablespoon of salt. This is about 4 cups of rice, so I need to make sure that the rice is getting salted. So what I did is I let the water evaporate from the rice, and once the water evaporates, then I'm going to give this a stir, lower the heat down to a low, and then put the lid on it and let this cook and for about 45 minutes, or until the rice is actually soft and fluffy. And it doesn't take long for the rice to come to a boil and to reduce the water in it. So just be careful not to overcook it, because then you'll burn your rice at the bottom. So I have the lid on now, and now it's time for it just to do its thing. So here it is. It's finally done. It's been 45 minutes. And this is the final results. The dinner came out great. You can serve beans on the side, which I normally like doing. I did not make beans tonight, but I normally like making some beans and put that on the side. I usually put pico de gallo on top and maybe some slices of avocado. I hope you give this a try, and I'll talk to you next one.